Hello, everybody, and welcome back to an exciting episode of Jake in Japan. So, I feel like I've learned a few things from my last episode. I was really far away from the camera, and it looked kind of creepy back there on my desk, and I don't know. I'm trying to improve as I go. I'm kind of new to this whole vlogging thing, and we'll see. I don't know, by the end of like 20 episodes from now, it'll probably be a completely different experience. Hopefully really nice though. So today I thought I would tell a story. My story is actually not even my story. It's something that happened to one of my classmates, a buddy of mine, when I was studying abroad in Japan about, I want to say like 5 years ago. I moved to Japan not recently, but like 3 years ago or so, but maybe a year or two before that, I studied abroad in Japan for about 6 months at a school called Kansai, and that is in Osaka, in Hirakata, in this kind of small town that's decent train ride away from the main parts of Osaka City, but really fun experience. But anyways, I digress. What I wanted to talk about is my friend's experience. It's actually his very first day in Japan, his first experience studying abroad. He knew a lot more Japanese than I did at that time. I had studied for like 4 months or something. He studied a lot more, so he could read some kanji, he could speak a decent amount of Japanese, and he basically, how the story goes is he arrived at the airport and he was supposed to go with a group, but his luggage was late, so he decided he was going to stay behind, get his luggage, and then go to the town where the school is by himself. But unfortunately, when he got to the town, he was just starving. He hadn't eaten really since the plane, and he tried to search for like a place where he could go and eat. And he found like a sign like next to this door, like in some alleyway somewhere, kind of near the station, and it looked like a restaurant sign. So he was like, "Hey, okay, screw it, I'm going in there." So he goes into the restaurant, and it looks kind of weird. Like, it's not a typical layout of a restaurant. You know, it's Japan, so he's not really expecting to see the same kinds of things. But he goes in, and it's kind of like a bar, and you can see the kitchen. Like, there's only a few chairs at the little bar thing, and on the side of the room there's like kind of a couch and even like a TV, and then like another table somewhere. So he walks in, and everybody kind of looks at him like, "Who's this guy?" And he's like, "Onaka suita," and he's like, "I'm hungry." So they're like, "Oh, okay." And it's like an old lady, I guess, and she kind of like shuffles him over to the table and sits him down, and he's like, "What do you have?" Basically, like, and the lady kind of looks at him and something. He just says like, "Food, please." And the lady's like, "Okay," and she doesn't even bring him a menu. She just kind of shuffles back over and tells him to wait a second, and she starts cooking some random stuff, and he's just like, "Screw it, man, I'm hungry, I'll eat whatever this lady cooks." So he starts eating, or he doesn't start eating. He's waiting, and the food comes, and he starts eating, and it's pretty good. It's like some traditional Japanese food, and like really, I think I don't remember exactly what he said it was, but it was probably some rice and some sort of meat and some vegetables and stuff like that. I can't give you crazy amounts of details because that wasn't really super important. But he finishes his meal, and he's like, "I want to pay." And he tries to pay the lady, takes out his wallet, and the lady kind of looks confused, and he's like, "Oh, how much?" And she's just like, and he's like, "Was my Japanese weird or something?" And he tries to say it again, and she just kind of like looks like she decided on the spot. She says like 400 yen, which is like, if it was like a 100 yen to dollar ratio, it would be like a US dollar ratio, it would be like 100 yen is $1. Right now it's not like that, but basically she's like $4 for the salsa meal I just gave you and your beverage that I brought you as well. And he's like, okay, I mean, that sounds like a sweet deal. And he gives her the money, and she's like, oh, thank you, see you. And he's like, yeah, goodbye. And he leaves. And as he walks out the door and he looks back at the restaurant, he realizes that the restaurant sign he saw was actually for the door right next to the place he went into. And the place he went into was actually someone's house. So he went into some random person's house, and they straight up fed him, and they even felt bad for him that he didn't know what the hell he was doing, and they took his money so he wouldn't be embarrassed. So that was his first experience in Japan. I wish mine was that exciting, and I wish I had an awesome story to tell you about my first time I got here, but it was mostly uneventful. But yeah. I hope you enjoyed this random story, and if you like what you heard, if you were entertained, please like, comment, subscribe, and leave any questions you have down in the comment section below, and I will do a post about it. I will see you guys.